in case you're all wondering why my last thing ended so abruptly, the camera froze on me. So, anyway, yes, I would recommend Yoshi's Story if you're just looking for a game that you're bored and you just want something you just play in between time. That game's good. It'll take you maybe a day to finish though if you're playing it a lot. Now, this game I got purely because I was a Pokemon nut. Hey You Pikachu. Basically, it came also with a little microphone. I still have it, but I think I lost the little yellow piece of the microphone. It's basically just going on an adventure with Pikachu. There was also another game called Pikachu Channel created for the GameCube that is also similar to this, but I'll cover that more when I get to my GameCube collection once again. I know it looks kiddie, but again, if you're a Pokemon fan and you're looking to, if you're looking for something a little bit different and you always imagine possibly interacting with a Pokemon, try this game out for size. This is a pretty interesting game to play, and I would recommend it to someone who's a Pokemon fan. Hey You Pikachu. Although I'm sure some people, I can understand if people don't like it. I just like weird games like that. Oh God. Mario Party 3. There's not really much to say about this since it's been so long since I played this game, but it's pretty much the same as any other Mario Party game. New story, new mini games, etc. Third of the Mario Party games. Next up, Pokemon Snap. Again, just like Hey You Pikachu, I can understand why some people like or dislike this game. Personally, I like it since you could play as Todd from the, I think his name's Todd, from the original Pokemon anime, and take pictures of different Pokemon. What I like is how you can get different items like the Pester Balls, Pokemon Food, Poke Flute, to get different poses for your Pokemon, and beat your high scores and everything, and find all sorts of new ways to open up the new areas, along with a couple of little extra things. I don't know why, but when it came to the very last area of this game, I felt kind of gypped. Because it just felt like there could have been so much more done other than just putting Mew in there. I don't know, that's just me. I would hope that they would make another Pokemon Snap, since we're now on Pokemon Platinum now, and there's like I think over 300 now of the Pokemon. I think they could probably make a new one of these and add a lot more into it. But yeah, if you're a Pokemon fan, I would recommend this. And here we have another Pokemon game. Pokemon Stadium. This game, you could take your Pokemon cartridge, the original, I think it was the original red and blue and yellow you could use with this. Oh, my full name is there, oh God. You could take the original, game of this, right? You could take the original blue and red cartridges and yellow version cartridges, and you could actually play with your Pokemon in 3D. There were also some really good mini games in this. I hear that Pokemon, I think it was Pokemon Battle Revolutions I think it was the Wii, didn't get a whole lot of good review from it because it lacked a lot of what Pokemon Stadium and the new Pokemon game the other one has. But I believe the very first one was the absolute best out of all of these. If you still have your red, blue, or yellow version cartridge and you never played this, I would recommend, dusting off your old blue, red, or yellow version of Pokemon, buying this and trying it out. Next up, oh god, the Kirby version of the Inuyasha ripoff. That's what I hear a lot of people call this, Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Again, this was a game I saw in the Nintendo Power magazines, and it sounded interesting to me, so I thought, what the hell, I'll just try it out. This is the second Kirby game I played. Now, I hear a lot of people say this is hard. I do not understand why. Kirby is meant to be, well, from what I've read and what I've heard from very long-time Kirby fans, Kirby is meant to be a beginning video game player's sort of game. It is not hard, it's easy. It's basically the type of game that would be good for a beginning video game player. A lot of the Kirby games are. But I liked it, and I would recommend it for anyone who's a Kirby fan. It's like, you know, like Yoshi's Story, you'd probably finish it really quickly. But unlike Yoshi's Story, there's a little more to it. You have to find certain powers to get certain crystal shards. And there are 3 shards per area. And every area is 5 areas long also, with each planet. It's 5 areas long and each area has 3 shards. This one, right here, this new one, Rugrat Scavenger Hunt. This is basically a Rugrat version of Mario Party, I'm sorry. Except for the fact that there are no mini-games at the end of each round of people's turns. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Oh god. Oh my god. Turok 3. As I mentioned before, I am not big on first-person shooters, but I was introduced to Turok very, very early, and this was the 3rd installment of the Turok series on the N64. This ended on a cliffhanger, and what I am pissed off about with the current Turok games, aside from the fact that they branched away what Turok really honestly was, I think, from what I've read, they also never filled out the cliffhanger from what I've seen that's in this one. Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Because I've only read certain things, I've only seen a little bit of a few of the walkthroughs for the new Turok games. But this was the 3rd game, and it was really good. It ended on a really good cliffhanger. Some people don't like the fact that you could choose to be a girl in this if you want to, because we've got the original Turok from the second game, not the original, the Turok from the second game, and 2 other people in this game from the Firesteed family. And you could choose who becomes the next Turok. The guy, I forget his name, I think it's Joseph, or the girl, Danielle. Now, a lot of people complain about that. I think it adds good to it, because depending on who you can play, depends upon what areas you can access. It's not a big deal, it's just Danielle can jump higher, and Joseph can slip into small areas that you could further explore. I guess it's because of the whole masculine thing, but it was referenced, if you decide to play Danielle, the people in charge of the choosing of the next Turok do mention that there was a female Turok before this game, but the burden of it ended up destroying her. So there was a female Turok before Danielle if you choose to play as Danielle. But again, it's your choice. But I would recommend all 3 of the original Turok games for the N64. Again, if I was wrong about the current Turoks not going with the cliffhanger that was left with this one, or by the story plot, I'm just ticked off that the main character is now called Turok as the last name. Because the last name of the family that does the whole Turok thing is Firesteed. Oh, we're over 10 minutes. Well, let's see if you guys were right and it doesn't cut me off at 9:56.